Hey everyone, it's Dr. Charlotte Hodges. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about how to prepare for vacation. Can you really do the things that you need to do? Stay on track, do your vitamins, do your protein, and still enjoy your vacation? And the answer is yes. So I read this great article in the Obesity Action Coalition magazine, and it was all about how to prepare for a vacation. My husband's had weight loss surgery, my mom, my brother. So many of my family members have had weight loss surgery. And, I think the best thing to do whenever you're getting ready to go on vacation is just be prepared. If you're going to be traveling domestically, instead of carrying, umpteen little bottles of your vitamins, just get a little vitamin box, a little pill box. It'll have all the days of the week. This one has enough space just for one day, but they make these for if you want to take something twice a day. They have them if you need to take things 4 times a day. But sometimes this is going to be a little bit more convenient than taking all of your vitamins. And I recommend that if you're flying domestically, do not put this in a bag that you are checking. You need to put this in on a carry-on. That way, if your bags get lost or if they get delayed, you will not be without your medication. Now, if you're traveling internationally, I don't think that doing one of these is going to be the best. In that instance, you may need to take the actual bottles themselves. But what you might want to do is just call the airline carrier just to see what, or even look on the TSA website just to make sure that you won't get into trouble, or that your vitamins, if you were to have put them in here, that they won't get confiscated whenever you go through customs. But always the rule of thumb is, if you have a vitamin or a medication that you can't go without, you need to put that in your carry-on. Do not check it. So the other thing is what do you do about your protein? There you have those liquid requirements, and you can't bring more than 3.5 ounces on. And actually, if you bring a liquid and you're in the security line, a lot of times they'll just take it from you. I usually will recommend that patients just bring a protein powder. I will tell you, it might look a little sketchy if you bring a baggie with some white powder in it. That may not be the best. Most protein powders that are on the market today, though, are going to have maybe those individual pouches. So that will be like a travel size that you can bring on. So let's say you're just going somewhere for a weekend. You can get a couple of packs of those, stick them in your carry-on. You know what I said, carry-on, do not put it in your checked bags. Stick that in your carry-on, and you'll be good to go. If you're going to be going for a little bit longer, you can even just bring your tub of protein. But I would say, I think it would be easier if you just do those individual packets. Now, what do you do whenever you're going out to dinner? For myself, whether I'm here in Dallas or even if I'm traveling, I actually resort to my my little bariatric app. There's Baritastic and there's MyFitnessPal. Both of those have an extensive database of restaurants. It's going to be pretty rare that you're not going to be able to find a restaurant, or at least not be able to find that particular dish with the amount of calories that are in it. When you're on vacation, I want you to be able to enjoy yourself. But with that being said, you need to be able to enjoy yourself. You certainly don't want to go on vacation, eat a bunch of carbohydrate, or eat something very sugary and then end getting very nauseated. That will not make for a pleasant trip. Also, if you're going out to dinner, you may not want to try to push it because you want to be able to enjoy that dinner. You don't want to end up having to leave the table. My general rule of thumb is, instead of having the appetizer, the main course, wine, and a dessert, pick one of those. Of course, have the main course, but If you're going to do the wine, then maybe not have the dessert. That might be, there's going to be a lot of carbohydrate in that alcohol. So doing a couple of bites of dessert might be a little bit too much. And with that being said, if you do an appetizer, you may not have enough space for your main course. But if you see that maybe one of the appetizers is something that you might want to do as your main dinner, then certainly do that. You know, I like to tell my patients, if you do the things you need to do 80% of the time, and then the other 20% you just enjoy life, you're going to do fine. That really applies to vacation as well. If you're going on a cruise, if you're going to a new city and you want to enjoy their different foods, like for instance, when my husband and I, whenever we go to a new city, we always like to find the Chinatown and go get some wonderful, authentic Chinese food. I mean, he's had weight loss surgery. It's not like we're not going to go and try to get some great food. It's just that his portion sizes are going to be a lot smaller. He loves fried rice. I'm usually the one that will get the fried rice, and he'll get a little bit of that because he wants to be able to try other things, because he knows well, first of all, he just can't eat a great big plate of fried rice, but he wants to be able to try other things. So try to use a little common sense too whenever you're on vacation. So before you go to dinner, before you go on a cruise, or before you go do one of those things, just check one of those apps and see how much protein is in it, how many carbohydrates. It doesn't take any time at all to do that, and then you can try to make a little bit better or safer choice for yourself. And you know, I think the last thing that I would recommend or encourage you to do, if you can, is try to get in some exercise. If you're used to exercising, don't just put that by the wayside when you go on vacation. I'm not saying that whenever you go on vacay that you need to hit the gym every day like you may or may not be doing when you're at the house. I mean, vacation is just that. It's a vacation from the norm. But I just got back from vacation in Florida. It was great. And I was able to run. And when I say run, I really mean jog/walk. I was able to go for several walks several times that week. I think I went about 3 times, and then one day I went bicycling. But I was really kind of frustrated with the bicycling because you don't really burn that many calories compared to walking the same amount, or even walking the same amount of time. So I don't think I'll be cycling too much anymore. I just prefer to walk. But if you have an opportunity to hike, go hiking. Make sure you stay hydrated. Bring some water with you. Bring some Gatorade, something like that. But try to get in some exercise. Keep a little pedometer. You know, a lot of people will be able to keep their steps like on their watch, on their iPhones, on their cell phones. I have this great app called Strava, and it records all of my walks. But try to keep account of your steps. You might be surprised. I mean, if you're going to Disney World or Disneyland, believe me, you will be getting in your steps that day. And so that might even be something that you can kind of give yourself a little pat on the back because you've met your step requirements for that day. So I really hope that all of you guys will have an opportunity to take some time, whether it's this summer or this fall or winter, when you go on vacation. Don't forget you still need to be able to do your vitamins. You still need to be able to incorporate your protein. When you have these things, put them in your carry-on. But then lastly, enjoy yourself. Enjoy life. Enjoy this new body that you've been working so hard for. And I wish you all the very best. Take care. If you find that this was really helpful, don't forget to like me, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.